to talk about the gym, because lately it's feeling like nobody is actually wearing clothes there anymore. I have been lifting for years, since I was 15 years old and competing in my very first powerlifting meets, and I swear the culture has gone from headphones on, hit your sets, and then leave, to now ring lights in the gym, matching $400 gym girly fits, some weird promo for protein powder. Not to mention, I can see your nipples. I can. Is it cold in here, or is it just me? Every time I open my For You page, there's a new outfit, a new fit check, a new argument in the comments about whether she's empowered or seeking attention, and some guy in the back that's always complaining about how he can't finish his workout without tripping on somebody's random tripod. The gym used to be the one place where the entire point was to completely tune the world out. Now it's the opposite. You go in, and now the entire world is invited to tune in. And yeah, that includes what you're wearing, which, seems like isn't much, is it?
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, to each his own and everything like that, but the gym women, the attire is crazy. Hey, the attire is crazy. The fact that the gym is like dominated kind of by like men. Like there's women that go to the gym, but it's most of the time there's gonna see more men in the gym than women. Some of the outfits, I'm like, man, what the? You're in the gym like that? These will be the same type of women that'll say some shit like, I can't believe that dudes only want to fuck. Like, I mean, you in the gym like this, all this shit, ass cheeks hanging out, cleavage, titties busting out the top. Like, bro, what the fuck y'all got going on?
So you know you better buckle up, besties, and prepare yourselves for impact, because we are deep diving and finding out exactly why nobody is wearing clothes to the gym anymore, and why it's clearly gone too far.
Gym girlies, I'm about to put you on the best bandeau for working out.
The outfits are the first thing that really stands out to me, so let's start there. If you've stepped into the gym in the past 2 years, then you've all seen it. Micro shorts, racer back bralettes, maybe a bandeau that's about as skinny as a headband, and like a classic pair of leggings. Or the leggings that go right up the crack. They're tops that are actually basically just bras, jumpsuits with weird chest cutouts, and scrunch seams doing the most graphic contouring I've ever seen on a piece of clothing. I just want to show you guys a pair of defined shorts. That is shapewear. That is shapewear, girls. A lot of these pieces, just like those shorts, are not built for movement. They are built for the camera. They do not help you squat, but they certainly help the shot. So if you can't lift, stretch, or re-rack a plate without adjusting your top, is it really a training outfit, or is it just a filming costume? I'm genuinely asking. Now, before anybody tries to twist this into women need to wear what they want, Lael, I am not saying that. Wear what you want, truly. But let's be very honest about why these clothes exist and why they caught fire in the first place. The viral TikTok leggings movement a few years back didn't blow up because we all of a sudden discovered a fabric with supernatural moisture-wicking powers. It was about the male gaze. Brands clocked that reaction, and every launch since has leaned in harder and harder. More scrunch, deeper V, thinner fabric, high waist, lower coverage, instead of being genuinely functional for the gym.
If you're wearing this for the gym, or this, please stop. It's embarrassing. And yes, I know a lot of you are gonna hate that, but it's really not it. If you wanna look elegant, this is not the way to go. It's really cheap, and it's so pick-me. And I'm sure you don't wanna look like a pick-me girl. Or the worst is that it's this with light colors. How can you be so comfortable with baby pink or baby blue or baby whatever? If you wanna show that booty, show it somewhere else, baby.
Brands started really focusing on how viral they could make their products. This is where the comments and the opinions really start to spiral. One side says, let women be. Like, if you're distracted, that is clearly your problem. POV, you're a girl at the gym pretending you don't see all the thirsty men staring. I def wish there was a women's only gym, but the quality of a big brand. Absolutely there should be a women's. I don't know if you guys have ever been to gyms with a women's section only. That is like absolutely the best. There's nothing better than that. Girls who dress like that at the gym are just desperate for male attention. Gym girls. The men that stare. I mean, the truth is, yeah, like, I have never once paid attention to anybody that was paying attention to me, but at the same time, I like to dress like this at the gym. Ha ha ha. I love dressing my body for myself. Like, I catch myself staring at the mirror and I'm like, damn, who is that? God forbid a woman wants to better herself for herself. You dress like that because you're so desperate for male attention. Me when I get male attention? She got a good face. She got a good face on her. She dresses the way that she wants because she feels good in what she wears for herself. Now, this is all a very clear argument, but the other side, they quickly say, this is a public space. You need to dress respectfully.
I can't believe I got this on video. Your top. You really think you can walk around the gym wearing them?
My top?
Your boots are hanging out. We're in a public place. Can you be respectful?
Are you kidding me?
No, we're in a public place. Do you not see everyone around you? No one has to be looking at your boots hanging out.
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, I don't think you are.
Okay, bye.
Whatever, put a shirt on next time.
Stop making our gyms look like strip clubs. Ladies, have some respect.
Today we're going to learn about the male gaze. Here we see a man vocalizing his perception of women to be putting on sexual displays in the gym by wearing revealing athletic wear, supposedly for the purpose of courting male attention. These women are unknowingly perceived as sexually performing because of the projected intentions of their male audience, whereas men in similar or equivalent attire are free to do as they please. Upholding this double standard allows men to exist peacefully while they sexualize women,
Wow.
and judging them for the sexual projections thrusted upon them by men in clearly non-sexual environments, leaving the women to endure ridicule and judgment from men they will never know or care about.
He said that but has no shirt on in his TikTok? And he has the audacity using a Lady Gaga remix in his video. We all know what he's about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hi girls, I want to have a little chat. It's about gym modesty and like this whole ass conversation that we're having about it. I'm gonna start with the thing that's pissing me off the most, which is women that are making content that is meant to not only position them as morally superior, but also to shame other women for the choices that they're making when it comes to what they wear to the gym, how they film in the gym, and the type of content that they post. Content like this can include things like, I used to dress like this in the gym, and now I have self-respect, and I dress modestly in the gym. Or it can be, if you want to learn from a coach that doesn't film from behind, follow me because I'm for the girls. It might even go as far as taking actual clips from other creators' content and making assumptions about the personality disorders they might have based on what is included in that content. Usually their justification for making content like this is that they want to set a better example for women and girls, which is incredibly contradictory in my opinion, because I think one of the worst things that women and girls have to deal with is hate from other women and competition with other women, and this idea that we need to be pitted against each other, and it drives me fucking crazy. So the content that you're making is now setting the example for these young women that not only is it okay for you to pass judgment on someone for the clothes that they wear or the content that they make, but it's okay for you to build a platform on shaming those women. These types of creators are resentful that they've had a hard time building their platform with the content that they're putting out. And they see women that are making content that they consider to be like morally reprehensible, and they're like, that's why they're successful, that's why I'm not successful, is because I'm not giving in and making this type of content.
I feel like it can also come from the standpoint where some people might believe that there is like a clickbait aspect to how some people will film their videos. And I mean, it has happened since the dawn of time, like since the internet. There's always been people that post butt pictures, that post and film from the lower angle shooting up. You know, it's like maybe they get upset that they're not getting that same amount of attention. And even if you're not doing it necessarily for attention, but it's just the way you like to film or you like to take photos that way.
And then they discover if they make content that is specifically to position themselves as modest and morally superior and a good Christian or a good whatever it is, that those pieces of content will do numbers. And I can prove it time after time after time, because you go to one of these creators' account and they make a regular fitness coaching video or whatever else, and it does dog shit numbers. And then they take a video where they put some other influencer on the screen and they talk about how they're narcissists, or they make a video where they're like, I don't film from the back, I'm not like other girls, I'm not slutty. And those videos do numbers. And so they keep doing them because it's the only way they know how to get traffic to their page, because their other content is bad. It's dog.
I just think people get to a point where they really love how they look and the progress that they've made. I know that if I saw myself today, after what I grew up looking like, being 15 and having the body I did 10 years ago, I would be very proud to say that this is where I've come. And I feel like there are so many moments I get to the gym and I love being able to see how great I look in those moments where, you know, you really work hard to get where you're at. But I do, on the contrary, hate when people look at me. I hate when I catch people looking at me. I don't necessarily always want people to be looking at my body, but that doesn't mean that I need to police other people on what they wear. Like, if you don't mind somebody approaching you or looking at you in a funny way, or if you want to wear tiny purple shorts, it doesn't bother me. I just don't want people looking at me, and all I find is that just draws attention to my butt. Like, could you imagine if I wore those shorts? Could you imagine if I wore those shorts? Oh my God, I was almost thinking of wearing them for the video just to show you guys, but like, I don't need that on the internet. Why do people care so much about what others are wearing to the gym? Like, do they have nothing else to worry about? Exactly, people are dying, Kim. Why do we care? Some days I dress in the baggiest outfit possible, and some days I wear my teeniest, tiniest sports bra. I wear what makes me happy. People need to focus on their damn selves. Now, I've talked about two sides, but I want to talk about the third side of the perspective here. They are literally the group in the middle that's literally just trying to hit depth with their squat, and they just don't want to be in the back of somebody else's video.
So you start this video by asking, why did she have to do that? Let me explain. Those spaces in front of and to the side of machines, those are called walkways. People use them at the gym to go to and from machines to do their workout. So don't be upset when you set your camera up right in the middle of one and somebody walks through your video. And remember, it's nobody's job to care about you filming at the gym. People are there to work out, not to look for cameras. And if you ask me, if somebody walking through your video is enough to make you stop your set twice, maybe you should focus more on training and less on filming. But hey, if you want to film somewhere where nobody's going to walk through your video and you can film all day, build a home gym. Train there.
Am I gonna be in that fucking phone? Am I gonna be in the fucking background and break your fucking phone?
What the fuck is your issue, bro?
I don't like to be in the fucking background.
You're not gonna be in the background.
You better not be able to smash your fucking phone.
Fuck off, you bitch.
I have seen girls at my gym walking around like this. I don't want to be seen. I film when I want to film. I don't want to be filmed when I don't want to be filmed. Everyone at this point is convinced that they're right, but everyone is also a little bit wrong. Because the problem isn't just clothes themselves. It's the pressure to perform that got glued onto those clothes. The algorithm trained us to show the set, not just do the set. It trained us to plan an outfit, a camera angle, a caption, and a moral high ground for the comments. Somewhere in there, the most important part of this whole scenario, which is the workout, it got demoted to a supporting role. And if you're thinking, well, people wore wild stuff in the 80s, Lael, come on. Don't be such a prude. Yes, they totally did. Aerobics leotards were like cut to the waist, leg warmers were everywhere, and neon was everybody's favorite color. Now, the difference is simply the context. Those classes were filmed for TV aerobics, instruction, and music videos. The audience was just you on the other side of the screen. Today, the audience itself actually follows you into a shared space. It isn't just your followers, it's anybody that just so happens to be behind you when you've set up your phone against your water bottle as a tripod. The gym floor itself has turned into a completely open set, and open sets just so happen to change behavior. You move differently when you know that you could wind up in a 10-second clip with a caption that frames you however the poster wants. Now that leads us to a messier part of the conversation, and that's filming other people without consent.
Did anybody see this story pop up on their For You page? Let me lay out this first slide for you. So this woman is obviously in a public gym, and the first slide says, Gym Etiquette Lesson 47, don't photobomb the content creator. Then in the description it says she did that shit on purpose. At this point, she then rolls over, and you're kind of thinking she's gonna say something, because the woman in the background, basically what she is doing is she had dumbbells, and she put them down, and she was stretching. She was just stretching after doing that. She was kind of looking around the gym, just cooling down from her workout. This woman sets down her weight that she's lifting, and you think she's gonna say something then, but then she doesn't. She looks over at the woman like, are you kidding me? Gives the camera this nice little look, and then this happens.
Bro, the entitlement is insane. This is a public gym, bro. If you want to work out and film yourself, get your own gym, baby. Build your own gym in your basement or your backyard, or pay someone to use their private facility. Don't get upset at a member. Like, you're all paying the same rate. Don't work out nice to me.
know when I actually say that I am dumbfounded. So again, let's reiterate. This would be a different story if you were not in a public gym, if you both weren't paying the exact same amount to be in that public space, and you were at your own home and somebody came up behind you and you were like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing, right? This woman is literally existing in a gym that she pays a membership for, and you tell her straight to her face, what are you doing over here? Well, first off, you knew what she was doing. So my question to you is, are you paying more attention to what other people are doing in the gym or your workout? Because that's not...
She probably didn't see. Like, what is she? Does she really care what you're doing? No, nobody cares, Karen. I really wish public gyms would create rules against filming in them. 100%. You want to film? Pay me a filming fee. Pay me a licensing fee if you want to pay me a licensing fee if you want to film in here. Like, that's it. That's all I gotta say. I never would have moved. Forward my mail. I live here now. Yeah, screw you, babe. I'm living my life. I trolled her page after Joey Swole called her out. She may think she's a gym content creator, but the woman cannot perform one exercise with proper form. Her comments on her videos are people making fun of her. Maybe she's making content so that she can get help. You know, she needs the advice. Now, there's also a different side of this where you've got the caught him staring type video. Sometimes a creep is just being a creep and they're calling him out for it, as they should. But a lot of times, though, some people just end up zoning out in the gym, listening to, I don't know, Tupac or something. They glance up, zone out between sets, or look to see if the bench was free, and boom, and now they're the predator at Planet Fitness on a feed that reaches millions of people. Update, if you think it's not that deep, remember this guy, a prime example.
Just want to give an update to this video from the other day where this woman posted this video saying that this man was staring at her, then tried to label him as a predator in the gym. I made a response saying that he may have looked in your general direction for a literal half second, but it's very clear if you zoom in on the video, that man is not staring at you. He's actually looking at himself in the mirror. Her response was to, of course, double down to say that I have male fragility.
Bro, I be looking at myself in the mirror. And you know what? To be fair, sometimes I accidentally catch a guy's look in my eye. Like, I'll be like looking up from something, catch somebody looking. I'm closing my eyes. I look away so quick. You could not catch me dead stare, or even paying attention or caring if somebody was staring at me. If somebody starts to come up in my business and make their business my business, then maybe then I would have something to say. I'd be like, hey man, you need to back up. Or hey man, I got a boyfriend. Or like, hey man, I don't want you to be coming any closer to me, thanks. But this is perfect. I am guilty of the stare because I watch others to see how they use the machines and for future use, and I've seen a lot of gym pros who watch others to make sure that they don't need help. I love my gym. I've also learned to not judge looks. I will ask or speak and then judge based on intent. Exactly. How do you know? How could I say that I'm like, oh, some guy looked me in my eyes? How do I know that that's true? I don't know. He was so far away, she is tripping. There are literally mirrors everywhere in a gym. Angles are weird. People get nervous. People don't even know what to do at the gym half the time. And the camera literally only shows what it shows. This is not me trying to stick up or like pretend that this gross behavior doesn't exist. I'm just saying we've created a game of regular human moments that take place all the time. They somehow get edited into villains just to like get rage bait comments going. The final cut goes up, the pylon starts, and the person in the background doesn't even know their day just got ruined. Meanwhile, the production value is going up. We've got tripods claiming territory like beach umbrellas. There's a guy doing seated curls and girls behind him dodging the camera lens because they don't want to end up on some random stranger's TikTok. You can obviously tell who's filming because the people behind them literally walk around like it's a minefield, like jump over, God. And you can't say just let them live or it changes the entire room. You go from a shared gym to a place where every single person around you is an unpaid extra. And if somebody says anything like, hey, can you like move your tripod out of the walkway? They get labeled as a hater who doesn't get it or who just wants women to cover up. No, some of us just simply want to lift in peace. We want to be able to walk around without worrying about which angle is going to turn into a character assassination.
Sorry. Go ahead. You're good.
Where do we put it?
You can just put it right there.
I think you should stop going to the gym with no clothes on. I don't know. That's just me. I would never go to the gym with a pair of thongs or a pair of shorts and they all the way up in my booty and my shirt, my little bra is just, I'm just wearing my little bra. I would never. And I'm going to tell you why. From somebody who has grew up being in situations where they were almost sexually abused, that's the last thing that you want a man to do. The last thing you want a man to do is look at you with lust while you're participating in the opportunity for them to be doing it. Like, when I go to the gym, I don't go like that because I'm pregnant. But before I got pregnant, I was always in the gym, okay? Have always been in the gym. And I always made sure, because I'm a little curvy, I got hips and stuff. I'm flat up at the top, but at the bottom, it's a lot going on, and I know it's a lot going on. And I always will put something around my waist just because, not because I care about men looking at me or like I have to cover up because of the men. No, it's because I don't want nobody accidentally getting a look at my goods. Like, and then them playing that in their head, and then potentially they at home doing something nasty to the thought of me. I just can't. You're not going to get pieces of me for free. Only my husband get that.
You know, besties, the way I think about it is you cannot control what other people think about you, but you can control what you portray and share with others. And I think that's why in most cases I like to wear sweats, or I like to wear just like leggings and a long sleeve, and not wear anything that I would like to keep private for myself or private for my partner and I. And that is just a personal opinion. That's a personal preference. I have felt what it feels like for people to look at me in a demeaning and degrading way. There's a crazy story, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. One time my friend asked me to go to the club with her and her friends for her birthday, and she's like, wear some crazy stuff. I wore a poster girl dress. And if you guys have ever seen poster girl dresses, and I thought, I'm going out to wear a fun outfit and have a fun birthday celebration with my friends, and I want to wear something that I like, that I think is a fun, cool, flirty dress. And at the time they were super popular. This was maybe like 4 years ago. And I went to the club, and I have never been treated so poorly in my life. The amount of rude, disgusting comments that, especially in a scenario like that where you're around people who are drinking, people that are out with their friends, maybe even on rugs, they don't have a care in the world about how they treat you. And when you share that part of yourself in this very open way, you cannot control how other people treat you. Even if I was going out to have a fun night and just relax and chill, I was showing off so much of myself. It gave people an idea of who I was before they even knew me, before they even spoke to me. And it was really annoying. It upset me. What makes you think that I'm looking for a boyfriend? What makes you think that I want to be stared at by you? But the truth is, I was wearing a super revealing dress. So at the same time, people are going to look at you. People are going to be like, wow, like, holy, whether it's a positive thing or in a negative way. And I think that's why I always feel like I want to protect myself and protect my friends and always kind of be covered up in public scenarios and public places, because it's really not for anyone else. It's not for anyone else's business. At the end of the day, that's my opinion. And I think maybe if I hadn't had that experience where I was treated so negatively, maybe I would feel differently. I see so many girls at my gym that are like 16 that are wearing like low-rise sweatpants, showing off a little much, like above butt crack, just above butt crack, and like the tiniest bras I've ever seen. And it just pains me because I'm like, you have to be so careful. People are crazy today. Men can be crazy today. And I think it is one of the most empowering things to control what you share with the world and have it almost be your armor, not in a way because we can't, but I think it's safer and it makes me feel safer. It makes me feel more protected and that I have more control of what other people see of me and parts of me that are really only for my partner and I. Yeah, it literally makes me sick to my stomach at the thought of men having lustful thoughts about me. Now let's flip to the guy's perspective, because that is also a part of this conversation. There are videos of men talking about how they can't look anywhere in the gym without being accused that they're staring, men asking women to cover up, men mocking certain outfits, or men literally snatching up people's phones. Some of that is defensiveness, some of it is misogyny, and some of it is fatigue in the filming culture, especially for people that aren't on the internet. Some people who don't want to be around that in the comfort of their gym that they go to. But when it comes to policing other women's bodies, because here I'm talking about my body, my experience, my preference, that's on me, and all these people trying to spread this idea like if you don't have clothes on, you need to get out, that just isn't the solution either. No one owes them a dress code that matches their comfort. And also, some of the worst complainers follow every single hot girl on IG wearing their micro workout sets, and they like every single thirst trap. There is this really clear double standard. If you want to claim that moral high ground, go ahead and unfollow all of that content you believe is unsafe unsavory, all that unsavory gym content. Now, let's just pedal back and talk about gym influencers for a second. Companies figured out that they could engineer viral butt pants, sponsor girls with the most dramatic silhouettes, and sell compression and contour features in your pants. Then they rolled out performance shapewear. That's basically like a corset for deadlifts. Even owner sweats shape you in all the right places. I mean, it's not the sweats, girl. It's the booty. Like, can I get a amen? Yeah, mwah. Like, how do they do that? Like, how do girls get butts like that? Like, she must be eating all the steak creatine, doing all the squats. She's got no back pain. Aritzia, cargo, wide leg, sweatpants. Trust me, I have 4 pairs, you guys. I love those things.
These are not leggings. They are BBL leggings. On the inside, they have butt pads. It reminds me of a padding for your bra. And when I saw these, I knew I had to try them. Starting from the front, you can definitely feel some of the padding on the side. Now from the side profile, it's definitely giving volume.
But it's not too much volume. But oh my god, are you serious, bro? I didn't even know this existed. Now, it's very hard to convince yourself to do the hard work when your entire explore page and FYP is this loop of highlight reels of snatched waists, big booties, and literally no sweat to be seen. You're not seeing the 50 minutes of warm-ups, the chalk, the face without lip gloss. You see the one rep where they looked really pretty that gets posted. This is where the arguments of modesty versus freedom really miss the point. The question isn't, should women be allowed to wear whatever they want, whenever they want? Yeah, absolutely they should. The actual question is, why do we feel like we have to dress like this in order to belong? I don't believe that every girl in a tiny set is chasing attention. Most are just moving with the current. Like, I see it all over social media, and you guys know from all of my other videos, whatever you see on social media is kind of what you start to see in real life. Those people that are wearing those tiny sets just saw 200 videos of that outfit on bodies that got praised and reposted. They saw the brand repost those bodies, they saw the engagement, so they joined in because that's how you get seen. And being seen is how you feel a sense of belonging nowadays. And then there's the content where women are being praised by men for dressing modestly at the gym. You've seen it. A girl shows up in sweatpants and like a high neck tee, and every one of the comments has guys saying, you better wife her. Queens finally are covering up. Somebody finally with some respect.
My name is Liana Deeb. I'm 22 years old, and in Ramadan 2023, I made the decision to wear the hijab, which is also known as the headscarf. And this also meant that I had to delete all my content on every single platform. And to be honest, my biggest fear wasn't deleting all my content. It was losing the relationship with my audience and wondering if I was still going to be relatable, but I had to stay true to my beliefs.
Meanwhile, there are other girls in the comments literally telling this modest woman that she's a pick-me, or she's pandering to the male gaze, or pandering to make men happy. Okay? Why is her outfit suddenly a referendum on ideology? Because everything in this space is now a signal. If you wear less, you're accused of baiting. If you wear more, you're accused of performing modesty for male approval. We just so happen to have flattened every single choice into a take. The nuance gets erased. Sometimes a tee is a tee. Sometimes a crop is a crop top. Not every decision is a manifesto. Now, what about dress codes and modesty and filming? Most gyms already have dress codes. You need shoes. You need something over your torso. You can't coat a bench in body oil, and you can't risk the equipment with exposed zippers or metal embellishments. Some gyms enforce those rules and some others don't. The problem is consistency. If you're going to enforce a rule, you need to enforce it evenly. Don't boot a thicker girl for wearing shorts that you'd let a thinner girl wear. Don't kick out a woman wearing a sports bra while you're letting some guy bench press 1,000,000 pounds bare chested like a gorilla or something, like some sort of Neanderthal ape. If you run a gym, then run a gym. If you run an influencer content studio, then say that out loud and let other people decide whether they want to come to your gym or not. There's also the legal and very ethical side of filming. Public accommodation spaces can set their own rules, but consent isn't about what the law says. It's about respect. If your content includes other people's bodies, even blurry in the background, understand that those are people with jobs, families, stalkers, exes, and lives that don't want to be pulled into whatever narrative you're posting on your page. Blur people's faces by default. Choose a quiet corner and work out and film there. Angle your camera towards a wall. Ask other people before you plant some tripod on the dumbbell aisle. If someone asks you simply not to be filmed, don't argue about your rights. You're not some reporter breaking a story, Cynthia. You're literally just recording your booty doing RDLs. Not everything is content. I also want to acknowledge that some girlies or guys just feel more comfortable in less fabric when they train. That's totally fine. Heat matters, movement matters. Tight clothing can help you see joint angles. Compression can actually be supportive. I mean, if I had to choose between a really tight athletic shirt versus a big baggy cotton t-shirt, I would pick the athletic shirt in a heartbeat, in 2 seconds. Like, a big baggy cotton shirt literally feels 1,000,000 pounds if you get it wet. Nobody out here is saying that you need to show up in a floor-length skirt to hit a PR. The point is less about inches and fabric and more about intention and impact. Does your outfit let you do what you came to do here at the big old gym? Are you choosing it because it serves you, or are you choosing it because you'll feel invisible if you don't? Are you filming because you're tracking form, or because the algorithm punished you last time you posted something boring? Those are the questions that actually help. What I want to say is this: the gym should be one of the last places where you get to be a body, not a product. The more that we're trying to turn it into a runway, the more we lose the point. The strongest person in the room isn't the person with the most aesthetic looking set. It's the one that shows up, shuts out the noise, moves well, and leaves better. That person might be in micro shorts or a big tee. Either way, they didn't need the comment section to count it. At the end of the day, we're going there to work out, aren't we? The whole point of the gym is to be healthier. So should women be allowed to go to the gym practically naked? Let's be real, it's the wrong question. The right one is, why did we make it feel like it's the only way to be visible? Are men overreacting? Yeah, some are. Some are just exhausted by the cameras. Both can be true. And that modest girl that got praised by men and dragged by women, maybe she's just a person who likes to work out without tugging at her top all the time. Maybe she's just not a symbol at all. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw it a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. Have you guys ever felt like you're subject to wearing a certain thing at the gym? What do you guys like to wear at the gym? Do you like to wear nothing, or do you like to wear big baggy clothes? Sometimes I go one way or the other. Sometimes I like to wear leggings. Sometimes I like to wear a huge sweat set and literally put my hood on and not look at anybody. It really is personal preference. And I think at the end of the day, the conversation is just that. It's a conversation. How you feel can be completely unique, but you should be allowed to wear whatever it is that you want, as long as it's just along gym guidelines. I don't want to see no half-naked guy oiled up, getting his grease all over the weights. That's ridiculous. If you enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and click here to watch all about how BBLs are absolutely ruining your body, and you do not need a BBL anymore, girl. Just hit the gym. Or you guys can go ahead and click here to find out why every single person looks bad without makeup. Maybe it's not just you and me at the gym. Maybe it's everybody out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.